Rise and shine, sports world. Tennessee Vols are climbing, now at number 17 in the college football polls. Brace yourselves as Texas A&M rolls into town this weekend for an SEC clash. Get ready for the beast mode. Slap that like button like it owes you money. Here's your host, Rocket Man.
Oh, Lord have mercy. A&M is coming to town, and they're not happy. They just got their ass whooped by Alabama at home. Yeah, I know it was only 26-20, but anytime you lose to Alabama and you lose to Alabama at home, it's never a good day. They're coming into Knoxville, into Neyland Stadium this weekend, madder than Joy Behar at a Barbie convention. It's a revenge game for us, actually, and not in the typical sense, but I'll explain. A&M embarrassed us at home back in 2020. Remember that? The COVID years. Oh, I remember them well. Hang on, I'm going to curse and say some bad words. That was during the Jeremy Pruitt regime. I'm sorry to use that name. I'm sorry to use that kind of language, but not really. Now listen to me. I got to tell you, now it was completely different people back then, right? With the exception of a couple of exceptions. Jacob Warren, right? Our tight end. He actually scored a touchdown in that game, and we lost that game back in 2020, 34-13. We got embarrassed in that game. Texas A&M was ranked number 5 in the country, as I recall at the time. We got our butts kicked 34-13, as we did most of the time during, here come those words again, the Jeremy Pruitt regime. But I like Tennessee in this situation, in this revenge situation. And I tell you, I watched more Tennessee Vols revenge football games than Elvis had sequins on his jumpsuits. I've watched a lot of them. And I just happen to like this particular situation, and I'll explain as we go through the video here. There are some other historical matchup information that I think is fun. December 28th, 1957. You remember that, right? You remember that game, right? Tennessee beat Texas A&M 3-0. Obviously, an offensive juggernaut. Wow. That was in the Gator Bowl many, many thousands of years ago when the dinosaurs roamed the planet. And here is one of the interesting things about that game. Anybody know what it is? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Do you know what that game was? That was the last game that Coach Bear Bryant coached for Texas A&M before he went to Alabama. I love that little piece of trivia. I want to give myself some love for that. Good one, Rocket Man. We had another game, 2005. We won that game. That was in the Cotton Bowl in Dallas with Texas A&M. And one of the best games Tennessee's had in the past 20 years. It was fun to watch, even though they lost. October 8th, 2016. Double overtime. We lost that game 45-38 at College Station in Texas. Man, that was a great game. I remember that. That was a Josh Dobbs. That was a Josh Dobbs special, man. I miss that guy. And I wish him the best as he moves forward with the Cardinals. The notable victory was back in 2005, I guess, during that Cotton Bowl matchup. But the real game was that 2016 game. And back during the Pruitt game, of course, he got his ass handed to him, as he did most of the games he coached for Tennessee. So for that reason, there is a huge revenge factor that I do not think is going to be lost on this football team. Because you know why? You know what the connection is? Jacob Warren. He was there. He remembers that, and he's going to be the catalyst to just set the kindling around everybody's butt and light the fire. And we're going to see beast mode from everybody this weekend. In my opinion, there is no computer model worth its salt on the planet that is not going to recommend Texas A&M as the winner of this football game. And I'll tell you why. One reason why. And that is because the strength of schedule disparity is huge. Texas A&M, number 12 in the country in strength of schedule. They played some tough Cowboys. Tennessee, 104th. All right? A lot of people live and die by strength of schedule. When I used to play the horses, that was a huge, huge thing. And I still think it's a huge, huge thing. But there's no question that Tennessee is going to have to step up a level and show them a football team that they haven't seen yet. Because that's what strength of schedule means, is that typically the teams that Texas A&M has already played, they have already seen size and speed. Right? Now, what they haven't seen is innovation, perhaps, which will come from Heupel and Halsley and our defensive coordinator, Mr. Banks, Coach Banks. But they've played. Look, just played Alabama, and they could have won that game had they not made so many mistakes, and it kept the quarterback upright. They played Arkansas. They played Auburn, and they played Miami. So that 4-2 record is a little bit deceiving because their strength of schedule, we get slaughtered in that metric. Not even a contest. But there are some other metrics that we do win, and that combined with the fact that we're playing in Neyland, it's a checkered game. That stadium will be checkered orange and white. And I like our chances a lot. Okay, strength of schedule put to rest. Let us talk about the run game. Tennessee's bragging. We're bragging. We've got a right to brag. We're like number 6th in the country in yards per carry, yards per rush. 6 yards a carry. That's pretty awesome. Here comes the issue. No, I spoke wrong. We're number 7th in that category, and Texas A&M is number 6 defending the rush. Right? So we're going to see how good our running game really is this weekend, because they are just almost perfectly matched. However good we are on the field running the ball, they're that good stopping the run. So that's going to be really interesting. Look, I'm just going to say it. Joe is due. Joe is due for a beast mode. I'm telling you, he is. And I'm not going to be surprised for 1 minute when it happens and if it happens this weekend. This weekend is a very important football game for Tennessee. We pass like 47% of the time, right? Here's the problem. Texas A&M is the number 1 team in sacks. So that could be problematic. Turnovers, the sweet and sour of football. Our Vols have been better at keeping hold of the ball, but the Aggies have a knack for taking it away. And that, again, styles make fights. We always hear that, right? Penalties. Discipline will be the name of the game in this game. While the Aggies have been hit with more flags, our Vols have kept it pretty clean. And this could be a huge advantage when we talk and think about the Tennessee crowd. I talked about the monster in the South Carolina game, right? It's important, very important, that Tennessee show up and turn out to be the real 12th man for us to have a victory, because that's going to create some penalties for a team that can give up a few penalties anyway. And the nice thing about Texas A&M penalties, they're normally 15-yard penalties. They're normally 10-yard penalties. So I'm going to implore you, Vol Nation, get out, make some noise. Now the QBs, we get beat by the QBs in that adjusted QBR. We get beat. All right. But I said the very same thing against South Carolina. What was the mitigating factor? Mitigating factor was our defense sacked that, insert your favorite expletive here, 6 times. If we can get to Max Johnson 6 times, and I think he's a good quarterback, I really do. I actually think he's better than the other guy that got hurt. But if we can get to him and knock him down 6 times, I think we're going to be just fine, because that will mean we have almost got him another 5 or 6 times, but didn't, right? So I'm excited to see how that unfolds. Lastly, just overall, it's a tale of 2 cities. It's a high-octane offense, Tennessee, meeting a steel curtain defense. These guys are good defensively. And like I said, they're madder than Joy Behar at a Barbie convention. I just had to use that joke again. Oh, man, that's a good one. Come on, give me some love for that one. Come on, down in the comments, give me some. That's a good one, man. I like that one. I've laid it all out for you. I've bared my soul with regard to this football game. What do I think the score is? I think the score, I am going against the computer model. I am predicting a score of Tennessee 35 and Texas A&M 31. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be a nail biter. It's going to be a fun one. Go Big Orange. Grab your orange and white gear up and let's get ready to cheer our Vols to victory this weekend as they wrangle the Aggies in this epic showdown. It's going to be a good football game. It's going to be a Rocky Top rumble. And don't forget to slap that like button, subscribe for more Voltastic content, and ring that bell so you don't miss any of the action here on this channel. I appreciate you. Hey, super thanks would be nice too. Until next time, and the next time will be tonight at 7 p.m. Central. I'm going to do a live and we're going to talk about this. So come and let me know your thoughts and let me know what you're thinking.
Hot